Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Sammy and this is episode 8 of my Yarncast or my knitting podcast. I also do crochet, but I haven't been in the mood for it lately, so it's just been all knitting. And today is Sunday, January 16th of 2022, so this will be my first podcast of the new year. The last one I posted, I filmed right before Christmas, just so I could catch some of the Christmas gifts that I was sending out. So I have more Christmas gifts that are completed objects, or finished objects that I don't have with me, so I'm going to try to learn how to insert a picture, like either over the whole screen or like part of the screen. So I'll first start with a finished object, which was just like a quick thing that I knit up, a Christmas stocking. So this is just using like some chunky acrylic yarn. I have a bunch of it. I kept buying it. It was at my local like grocery store when I lived back home, so I've had it for like probably 8 years. So I just wanted to use some scraps from it. I made this Christmas stocking for my boyfriend because I was flying home to Washington and he was gonna take care of my dogs for me. So, oops, sorry about that. So I was leaving my gifts for him in this, and I hung it up. I have a little tiny Christmas tree, like a tabletop one, because I have a really small place where I live. So this was my first finished object that I'm sharing with you guys. My next finished object, this is not in chronological order, but I made them in, are socks that I made for him also. These are out of bamboo pop sock, which is a cotton and like viscose blend, and it's self-striping. This was in the colorway Overcast. Let me go grab a sock blocker. Okay. So here they are on a sock blocker. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say about these. These are the same as the purple ones that I made for my mom, but obviously sized differently, but same yarn. So I talk about that in my last episode 7. And I did a 20 round cuff for him, 2x2 rib, a 60 round leg, fish lips kiss heel, and then just like the normal wedge toe that I always do. It's the only one I've ever done. So this was, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like my 5th pair of socks I've ever done. This is the most recent pair also. Yeah. But I have scraps left over from this one and the purple one, so I might make myself like a pair where one's purple and one's gray, because I don't really care if my socks match. So it would be a good way to use the leftovers. The next finished object I don't have with me. Last episode it was a half object, and it was the Moonglow Yarn Co. sweater weather socks I made, or the lunar cycle socks I made with Moonglow Yarn Co. sweater weather. I still have a lot of this yarn left. I think I have like 57 grams of this main color, 11 of the 20 gram mini skein, and 4 of the 10 gram mini skein. So I will learn how to insert a picture somewhere, maybe here, of these socks. Maybe they'll be over my face, I don't know. And I am very excited I have a lot of this left, because the Moonglow Yarn Co.'s 80-20 sock base, 80% wool, 20% nylon. That is my favorite. It's the first pair of socks I ever knit or in that, and I just absolutely love their yarn in general. So I'm excited to have enough to make myself a pair of socks. I don't think I'm going to do the same pattern. The lunar cycle socks, I made those for my sister because she, I don't know, she's into that, I guess. She knows a lot about the lunar cycles, and I don't even know, like, what the different, like, moon phases are called or whatever. So, not really my thing, but they did turn out super cute, and I did kind of want to keep them for myself. Um, Moving on to my next finished object, I made like a dish towel, kitchen towel, like for my dad for his kitchen. And I made that in the Sheepjeez Katona denim. Oh, and sorry I don't have the label for this. I don't know where I put it. In the Sheepjeez Katona denim cotton yarn. This is a sport weight. And I went through one ball of this entirely. I think they're 50-gram balls. Yeah, 50-gram balls, 125 meters per ball. It's 100% cotton. I went through one full one and then just about half of another one. I have 26 grams here. So I will insert a picture of that one when I figure out which side I go on here. And my dad thought it was cool. He really just appreciates the thought, but he does use kitchen towels a lot. And then I don't know if I showed you guys, but I made 2 washcloths for my grandma with, what is that called? It's like something sugar and cream, the like thicker cotton yarn that they sell at like grocery stores and stuff, because I think my cousins gave me that as like a Christmas gift, that yarn as a Christmas gift like 10 years ago. And my grandma told me when I was younger that she liked those cotton knitted washcloths. Her friend used to make them for her, so I made her some, and she totally burned her friend and was like, "Oh, these are way better than the ones she used to make," and I was like, "Oh, dang." So that was a nice compliment and a big burn for her friend. But I made 2 of them and gave them to her. I wanted to make more, but I got like really distracted, so I'm hoping to start earlier this year and make her some more, and then also make my dad some more, because I have a ton of this yarn, and he apparently is getting yellow stuff for his kitchen, which is new. He just got a bunch of yellow stuff, so I will make him some in some yellow that I have, and those are both good stash busting projects, which is a major goal of mine this year. You can't only see the bottom rows, but my yarn shelves are full. So, and then I think this is my last finished object, and I'm absolutely obsessed with it. I'm gonna have to back up, I think, to show you. This is the No Frills sweater designed by Petite Knit. Back. Move my pillow I was sitting on. The No Frill like sweater. It's just a pullover, and I knit the second size. I don't know if it's called size 2 or size small, but I knit the second size, and I knit it exactly to pattern. So I followed the exact same length and everything, and it fits me absolutely perfect. My ends are actually already woven in. I know they're sticking out, but I just had them really long. So they are woven in. I'm just waiting to cut them off till I block them. So this is like, it's longer than the one I'm wearing right now by a couple inches at least. So this is going to be really good for high-waisted jeans, but they're not going to have to be like ultra high-waist jeans. And it's like a loose baggy fit. There's no like body shaping at all. But you do a little bit of decreases before the bottom ribbing. And so it gives it like a really cute, I don't know, almost like 90s fit. And yeah, everything about it is very nice, and I like it a lot. Let me show you guys the fabric close up. And now I will tell you, also, I tied a little piece of yarn so I know which one's the back. It has short row shaping, so you can tell which one's the back, but now I won't have to, like, look hard. Okay, let me get back in frame. Alright, so I knit this in like the pattern suggests, a fingering weight held with a lace weight or a mohair. And I already had the fingering weight like in my stash, so that's good. I knit it with the unicorn or hobby unicorn solid, and it says color 26, but I think it was called green tea. And I used 2 and almost a half skeins. So on my third skein I have 62 grams left. And this is a 75% wool, 25% polyamide. So it's basically a soft yarn, which is mostly why I got it. I don't really know why I bought it. I was on like a buying frenzy. And I held that with the Drops Kid Silk Unicolor in the color 34, which I think is called like Light Sage or something. And I used almost 4 full balls. I think I only have, shoot, didn't I write it on here? Well, I didn't write it on here, but I have like 2 or 4 grams left. I think 2 grams left. So I used like 97, 98 grams of the mohair. And I got this because I thought it would kind of like neutral this one out. Get a nice in-between color. And so I did buy, I think, 5 balls of the Drops Kid Silk, which is, by the way, a pretty popular yarn, but it's 75% mohair and 25% silk. Yeah, so I think the pattern said I would need like 5 balls of this, but I only used 4, so I still have a whole 5th one yet left, and I don't know, maybe I'll make an Oswald hat or something. By Petite Knit. That is my last finished object. So my next whip, the only thing I've really worked on, I have other whips, some really old ones and stuff that I need to frog, and then ones that are just been on my needles forever. So my next whip is one that I started, I don't know, maybe in September, maybe in August, and I got distracted, probably August. I don't know, I got distracted and started working on other things like socks, and just kind of let this one go by the wayside because I realized I was wrapping my purl stitches the wrong way, and I didn't want to have to keep doing that. So I'd already frogged it once because I made the classic mistake of forgetting to change my needle size after the ribbing. But this is the Spring Sorrel Crop by Wool and Pine Designs. And yeah, so the first time I made this, I forgot to change from a 3mm to a 5mm after the ribbing. And so I was like done with the yoke. I was about to split for sleeves. I had a little bit more to go, probably right here. And I had to frog the whole thing, well, the whole yoke, and then do it again with the right needle size. And then by the time I realized I was wrapping my stitches the wrong way, I was probably down about, probably right close to this yellow marker. And I wasn't going to frog it again, so I just decided to keep wrapping my stitches the wrong way. Wrapping my purl stitches the wrong way. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but like the whole inside looks like twisted. So this is where it was at the last time I worked on it, was the yellow stitch marker, and then when I tried it on, I put the green stitch marker so I could measure. So this is going to be, you know, a crop top like it's supposed to be. And I mostly want to wear this under overalls because I think that'll be really cute. But I just started on the bottom ribbing. The bottom ribbing is pretty long. It's like 3 inches. So it'll give it like just under the belly button, which I think will be good for under overalls or maybe like over a dress or something. And this definitely has negative ease. It fits. I don't usually wear tight stuff like that though. And the yarn I'm using for this is my extra skein, Cedarbrook Farm. And the main color is Moss. This is their BFL Solid. And this is 100% blue-faced Leicester. I don't think I know how to say that. Wool, and this is a DK weight. And the other one, the color changing, this is a hand spun yarn also. The color changing one up here, let me go get the label because I can't remember what it's called. So that color changing one is from the same brand. It's the same DK, but instead of called solid DK like the other one is, this one is called Entropy DK, and it's I forget what it's called when you have the two colors that are barber pulling, I guess. Fractal, maybe? Fractal spun. But the colorway is called Potential Energy. Oh, that's nice. And I had a little bit left of that, but I just didn't want to continue it onto the body of the sweater. I was a ball this big, it's hardly any. And yeah, so I'm hoping to finish this really soon since it is a short sleeve tee. So I would like to finish that and start on my Illuminate sweater, which you're going to hear about a lot because I'm excited. And then on a side note, I found the Moonglow Yarn Co. label for the Sweater Weather sock set. I just wanted to show you guys the cute label. Ooh, can't figure out my directions. So there's that. So that's all I have going on really, other than some swatches. So I wanted to make some mittens, but I was modifying a pattern. It's just called LX or IX mitts. I don't know, they're convertible mittens. It's by Rebecca Blair on Ravelry. So I'll try to link that below. But I was modifying the pattern to use a DK weight yarn. So here's my swatch so I could get the right needle size. This part is with a smaller needle size, and then above the marker is with a different needle size. There we go. And this is just using some scrap yarn, but I think the colors I will use are this green and gray, so it'll be kind of low contrast. The green is much more green than it's showing up on camera, though. Try switching those around. There you go. And this is the Swish DK from Knit Picks in Forest Heather and Cobblestone Heather. And this is 100% fine superwash merino wool. And I think those colors will look very nice. Yeah. So I did that swatch and got my measurements and everything. And I also designed a pattern for some socks. I'm just calling these my Conversation Heart socks. I really just designed this pattern to use with the Sweetheart sock set from Moonglow Yarn Co. Because I really like their sock sets and I love all the mini skeins and everything. And I was going to knit that for the make-along I'm going to be hosting for Valentine's Day for small items. And then also it will account for the one that Moonglow Yarn Co. and Nitty Natty are going to be doing, the make-along, knit-along, sock-along, whatever it is. So if you guys do my make-along and you make socks with either the sock set or the pattern that Nitty Natty uses, then I think that counts for both. So I'll be using the sock set, but my own pattern. Which is similar looking, I guess, to Nitty Natty's because I was trying to use all the colors, but this is my little rough draft on graph paper. It's kind of hard to show, but I did knit a swatch. It's really messy and with just cruddy scrap yarn. But here is my swatch. Cover my face up, see if we can focus. So I'm going to have each section be a different color, which is why it looks like Nitty Natty's. So the first hearts, the open hearts are going to be pink, and then this will say Be Mine, and it'll be each half of the sock will get the repeat. And then, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it'll be hearts, be mine, the little solid hearts. Right here, instead of kiss me, I want to do XOXO. Open hearts again, and then I'll do the kiss me underneath that. Yeah. And then I will give you guys a sneak peek of part of the prize. I'm still waiting for more of the prize to arrive, so I'll be able to show that in hopefully the video that I make dedicated to the make-along, but I wanted to show you guys a portion of the prize. So first, from Tekoro, Tekoro on Etsy, I have these little stitch markers. So I don't know if my camera focuses this close or not. First we have these actual stitch markers and then a little progress keeper, and the progress keeper is a little like love note, love letter, and then these are just like the round stitch markers that are heart shaped. And the next part of the prize, I still have it in the plastic since I'm going to be shipping it to you guys, but this is from Nuckin Futz Knitter on Etsy, and this is the Sweethearts like project bag, and I just thought this was so stinking cute, and it goes with the theme perfectly of the sock set and of the pattern I'm doing. So these are the, I don't know what they called it. It might be Conversation Heart bag, it might be Sweethearts bag, I'm not really sure, but this is the project bag, and I think this is a really good sock project bag. It is pretty big, so you could fit like minis in here with your main skein. So, and that's just the plastic crinkling. The bag doesn't crinkle. I checked because I know like some interfacing is really crinkly and that bothers people, but this bag does not. It looks like it's really high quality, and both of those shipped here super fast. So I'll link their stores below. Highly recommend both. Just looking around to see if there's anything else to talk about. Oh, this is my Shawlography designed by Stephen West, or Westnitz, I don't know what to call it. And this is made in the Wandering Flock fingering singles, merino singles, something like that. And I have showed it before, but I really like it, and I'm going to keep wearing it on the podcast probably a lot. And I just wear it like a big scarf, but it is kind of almost a schlanket. So I think that's all I have to talk about, really. I do kind of plan on filming another video. It's a different type of video than I've done before, but I want to organize my yarn shelf. I did film a video where I built the yarn shelf back in the summer, but I did not post it because of like really low light, and I didn't get like as much footage as I wanted. It wasn't very good. I can kind of put clips of that into the video that I want to do where I organize the yarn shelf. If you guys would be interested in that, can you let me know? But I basically want to take off my like 100% acrylic, like cheap, like red heart yarn. Not that there's anything wrong with it, I just don't want to use it in garments, and I'm really obsessed with making garments right now. And socks, obviously. Man, I don't know what is wrong with my voice. But yeah, so I want to remove a lot of the like red heart, like super saver yarn, and then also a lot of my 100% bulky acrylic, because it's taking up so much of my yarn shelf that on top of my yarn shelf I have all my newer yarn stacked, and I would like to get them in the actual like slots. Maybe put some of my yarn I'm really excited about down here so you guys can see it too. And then just kind of like put the red heart yarn, the other acrylic yarn, in a tub under my bed. That way when I want to make something like coasters or something like that, or amigurumi or something, which is what I would normally use that stuff for anyways, then I can just take it out and it'll be there, but not on my display, because that stuff is what I want to be seeing and having on my mind, so I can think of projects to use it for, or when I'm thinking of what yarn to use on a project I have in mind, then it'll be right there and at the front of my head, front of my brain. So, sorry. That probably won't be for a couple of videos, because the next video I want to do will be about the make-along, the small item make-along. I talked about it a little more at the end of my Spin Cycle Yarns haul, because I'm excited about it. So I'll be hosting it on Ravelry. It will be like a 2-week make-along, and it'll be like accessories, so like scarves, hats, socks, and just Valentine's themed, whatever you guys want to go with. I would ask that the accessories be like adult sized, because like obviously making like a baby hat or something is different than making an adult hat. But it's gonna be pretty flexible. So yeah, I think that's it for my video. I want to stop this before my camera turns off again. So thank you for watching. If you watched the whole thing, like, could you give us a like? That'd be cool. And maybe subscribe so that you can keep an eye out for the make-along video. And I will see you guys soon.